Hello, and a very warm welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to explore a really profound but also super practical path to finding a little more peace and happiness in our lives. And we're going to do it through the wisdom of Zen.
You know that feeling, right? Like you're caught on a hamster wheel of stress, always striving for something out there that's supposed to make you happy, but somehow you just end up feeling kind of adrift. It's like we're always looking in the wrong place for contentment. And that, right there, is the core idea behind Zen. It's not about running away from the world or checking out. It's about learning how to engage with your life more fully, more deeply, and with way more clarity. It's a way to find that peace right here, right in the middle of all the chaos. Okay, so let's dive in. Here's our roadmap for this journey. We'll start with the search for peace itself, then build a foundation of stillness. After that, we'll talk about seeing things as they really are, moving beyond simple logic, and then the art of actually living Zen. And finally, we'll wrap up with your path forward.
All right, first up, the search for peace. Let's take a look at the heart of this incredibly practical path.
So from there, we're going to get physical, a foundation of stillness. You see, the path of Zen doesn't actually start in the mind. It starts with your body, with your posture and your breath.
The core practice here is something called zazen, which literally means sitting in meditation. But, it's so much more than just sitting and thinking. It's really a discipline that's all about posture and breath. The goal isn't to achieve something, it's a way to directly express the calm, true nature that's already inside you.
So, how does it actually work? Well, in Zazen, the posture is the whole point. You start with your legs crossed, which is a way of expressing oneness. Your hands form what's called the cosmic mudra, a gesture of perfect balance. Your spine is held straight, like it's connecting the earth to the sky. And then your mind, it just follows the breath. And here's the key insight. The physical shape you make actually creates the mental state. You're not trying to be peaceful, you are physically embodying peace.
So, once we have that physical foundation, we can move into the mind. Section 3, seeing things as they are. This is all about the big mental shift that Zen asks of us. It's about changing how we see everything.
And the first principle you've got to understand is this. Zen trusts what you experience for yourself, directly, way more than what you can read in a book or think about. It's all about that first-hand, unfiltered knowledge.
Now, this kind of direct knowing is called satori, or enlightenment, but it's probably not what you think. Satori isn't some final magical state that you reach and then you're done. No, it's more like a fundamental shift in your viewpoint, a kind of mental earthquake that lets you see the true nature of things. And what's wild is that it can be triggered by the simplest, most trivial moments, as long as your mind is ready for it. This analogy just nails it. I mean, you could spend hours describing what sweet is using all the words in the world, but nothing, absolutely nothing, compares to just tasting it. Zen doesn't want to just tell you about reality, it wants to help you taste it for yourself. Okay, this leads us directly to our next key idea, and it's a big one. No mind, or wusen. And I know, that sounds weird, right? It doesn't mean having a totally blank head, not at all. It means your mind is working freely, without getting tangled up in itself. It's a state where your thoughts can just come and go, kind of like clouds passing in the sky, without you needing to grab onto them or get all worked up about them. And here is the perfect metaphor for how this works. If your mind feels like a chaotic, muddy puddle, trying to force your thoughts to stop is like stirring that water. It just makes it worse. The practice of Zen, especially Zazen, is about just letting the mind be still. And when you do that, the mud, all those distracting thoughts, it just settles all by itself. And what's left is clarity. All right, let's move on. Our next section is beyond simple logic. This is where things get really fascinating, because Zen often asks us to step outside our normal, rational thinking and learn to navigate the paradoxes of life. Our everyday thinking is so dualistic. It's all about yes versus no, right versus wrong, this versus that, and that way of thinking creates so much conflict and limitation. Zen, on the other hand, is always pointing toward a higher affirmation, a perspective that goes beyond these opposites. It's not about throwing logic out the window, but realizing its limits so you can access pure experience, which leads to freedom and a sense of unity.
This famous Zen poem is a perfect example. Logically, it makes absolutely no sense. How can you be empty-handed and hold a spade at the same time? How can a bridge flow? But it's pointing to a deeper truth, one that you can only really grasp through direct experience. It's designed to break our rigid, logical minds open to a reality that's much more fluid and, well, paradoxical. Which brings us to the Art of Living Zen. So all this inner work is great, but how does it actually translate into our daily lives? Well, let's talk about presence, effort, and naturalness. So how do we bring all of this into our actual lives? It really comes down to 3 key principles. First, learning to live in the eternal now, really getting that this present moment is the only reality we have. Second is making an effort without grasping for a result. And third, cultivating naturalness. That is, a genuine spontaneity in everything we do. I love this quote because it perfectly captures that idea of living in the present. The poet finds the miracle not in some huge, spectacular event, but in the most ordinary, mundane tasks. Drawing water, carrying fuel. When you do these things with your full presence and awareness, they become profound. And that, really, is the essence of living Zen.
Okay, so what about effort without grasping? A really wonderful way to think about it is like making bread. True effort isn't about rushing to get the finished loaf. It's a sincere step-by-step process. You focus on the mixing, the kneading, the waiting. You're fully engaged in each part of it. The quality of the bread comes from the quality of the process itself, not from anxiously wanting it to be done.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the physical posture of meditation to the subtleties of the mind. So let's bring it all together and see how all these pieces form a clear path forward for you. So here they are, the 7 ways to peace we've explored. It all starts with trusting your own experience. It's grounded in the physical practice of Zazen. It's about cultivating a mind that can let thoughts pass by, embracing life's paradoxes, and living completely in the now. And you do all of this with a sincere effort that isn't attached to getting something out of it, which allows a natural, easy way of being to just emerge. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important question, because this isn't just theory, right? It's a practice. So what is one small thing you can do today to bring this to life? Maybe it's just drinking your morning coffee with your full attention, or really truly listening to someone. Or maybe it's just taking one single conscious breath. The path always begins with one small step. I would genuinely love to hear what that small step is for you. Please, share your thoughts in the comments below. If this explainer was valuable to you, give it a like and be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the art of living. Thank you so much for watching,